my first LCD TV, it was a 32-inch model, which at the time seemed rather large. Commonly available TV sizes kept getting larger over the years, and the first time I would see a 43-inch, then 55 and 65-inch TV, I would think, wow, that's huge, perhaps even a bit much for normal viewing. Still, after getting used to a larger screen size, you come to realize that there's no such thing as a too big of a TV, and that the only limit is the amount of money you're ready to spend, as well as what the current technology allows manufacturers to make in terms of screen size. The first factor, the price, grows rapidly beyond 55 inches, which is currently the most cost-efficient option, and can get insanely expensive for 85 inches, which is usually the upper limit for most current models. Hisense is one of few manufacturers which took a different approach to this problem. For those of you looking for a gigantic screen and immersive viewing experience, they have been offering a 100-inch laser TV for a few years now, improving it with each generation, the latest of which we got to test in form of a Hisense 100L5F-B12 model. The term laser TV probably sounds futuristic for anyone who is not that into tech, while those who understand the underlying TV technologies might find it odd. Thing is, a laser TV both is and isn't a TV in the traditional sense. It is in fact a device which consists of an ultra-short throw laser projector and a projection screen. Even though we've had a chance to see some of the earlier versions of this device on various fairs in recent years, we did not know what exactly to expect in terms of image quality, so having it for a week and being able to test it in a controlled environment really allowed us to see what the laser TV is capable of compared to traditional 4K TVs, and also some of the 4K projectors we've had a chance to test. The device arrives in two boxes, one the size of an average hi-fi audio system, and a gigantic second box which took 4 people to bring into our studio. Not because of the weight, but because of the sheer size. Thing is, that box carries an already huge screen, 2.54 meters or 100 inches in diagonal, as well as anything else that's required to mount it. There's no stand in the box as the screen is wall-mounted, but you do get 2 mounting brackets with height adjustment fine-tuning mechanism, as well as the paper template that eases the installation. The projector unit is also quite large and houses all the optics, electronics and an integrated audio system. It is a short throw projector, so you can place it on a TV stand about 30 centimeters under and away from the bottom of the edge of the screen. The whole setup does not take that much more space than a standard TV, and certainly much less than a classic projector, compared to which it is also far more practical to mount and use. Since the projector is close to the wall, you can move more freely around the room without interfering with the projection, plus the device has a protection which detects when someone gets near and dims or cuts the laser so it would not damage your eyes, particularly useful if you have small kids. Unlike ceiling-mounted projectors, in this case you also have access to all the connectors which are placed on the back of the unit. There are 4 HDMI 2.0B ports, 2 USB 2.0 connectors, optical audio output, LAN port, VGA and composite AV inputs, CI Plus card slot and 2 service ports, one that looks like a 3.5mm jack and the other similar to a micro HDMI. The geometry correction of a projected image is done with a combination of manual unit placement, adjustment of the front and back feet height, as well as automatic and manual corrections done within the menu. As long as you follow the procedure, you'll end up taking a photo of the screen pattern with your mobile phone and uploading it, after which the projector makes the necessary corrections automatically. We should note that the screen should be mounted in the middle of a large enough wall so that the image reflection would not be visible on a side wall. Once you set it up, we must say that what you get is very impressive. The image of this size in a standard room gives you an absolutely movie theater-like experience, and viewed from around 3 meters or 10 feet, 100-inch screen looks absolutely fantastic. But it's not just about the size, because we've seen that on traditional projectors as well, but also about the image quality that this model is able to achieve. One of the main factors that makes this possible is the projection screen, which is not made of fabric but is an actual hard surface designed to reflect all the light coming from below, that is from the projector, at the right angle straight towards the viewer, while the light coming from above is diffused, thus circumventing one of the main problems projectors usually have in bright rooms. The result of this is that the image that Hisense 100L5F displays even in well-lit room is more reminiscent of that of an LCD TV than the one created by a projector, with a true 4K resolution and plenty of fine detail, very vibrant colors and excellent contrast, which are beyond what standard projectors are able to deliver. The projection technology used is Texas Instruments DLP, but with an X-Fusion blue laser as a light source, and phosphor color filters to get two other primary colors, something similar to an upcoming QD OLED technology which we'll probably see on TVs next year. This combo allows for a very wide color gamut, about 95% of DCI-P3 and 84% of BT2020 color gamut by specs, which is about the level achieved by high-end TVs. It also provides a very high brightness, so the movies, especially ones in HDR, look very good, and the presentation is very close to that of a modern movie theater, especially when viewed in a completely dark room. HDR impact is about halfway between HDR 400 and HDR 1000 Plus or Premium UHD certified TVs, mainly due to black level, which is about the same as on a better IPS screen, meaning not ideal when viewed in the dark, but fine in standard bright room. Of course, we did notice some flaws too. Main one are the viewing angles, since when viewed from more than 30 to 40 degrees from the side, the image gets darker. The ideal viewing position is anywhere between the two screen edges, which is fine in most cases as the width is 2.24 meters. Also, when viewing the black screen, you can notice a slightly brighter circle in the middle, created by the lens, which is fortunately not visible when viewing actual content and only barely visible in very dark scenes. Image quality is also complemented by image processing algorithms, which are the same ones we see on Hisense LCD TVs equipped with MEMC. The refresh rate is 60 Hz, so motion processing is pretty close to what we saw on other Hisense models with similar refresh. Very decent, though not on the level of Sony, Panasonic, Samsung or LG, with fairly fluid motion and a decent display of 24 FPS movie content. In one of the PR lines for this model, we noticed the claim that it has 10 times faster motion rate than OLED, but we're not quite sure what they were referring to. The response time is certainly fast since it's laser, but perhaps on next year's model we'd like to see 120 Hz refresh rate and HDMI 2.1, so we could see some actual benefit from it. With an input lag of around 45 milliseconds in game mode, Hisense 100L5F is on the upper limit for a good gaming experience if you connect it to a gaming console. Okay for casual games, but not so much for Fortnite or Call of Duty Warzone. We should also mention that the laser light source is rated at 25,000 operating hours, which translates to about 8.5 years of 8 hours per day usage, which is more than enough even for very demanding users. The sound solution offers 2 times 15 watts of power, a decent sound quality and solid bass response, although soundstage is not as wide as we're used to hearing on most TVs, probably because the sound is emitted by the speakers, which are placed relatively close together inside the device. Dolby Atmos support somewhat improves this, and you can also tweak the sound with a standard 5-band equalizer. Overall, the sound is totally usable, though we expect that most of this model's users will choose to pair it with a surround sound receiver or a good Bluetooth sound system to create a true cinema experience. Now, since this is not just a projector but a laser TV, it also comes equipped with smart operating system, which significantly expands its entertainment capabilities. The OS is VIDAA 4.0, which is found on this year's Hisense TVs, and which we consider a very good solution in terms of design and user experience. Simple and clean interface, content viewing suggestions, decent selection of streaming service apps, plus the ability to stream content from your mobile devices or PC. Practically most of the things you're likely to need are supported. TV can be controlled via a remote, which we've seen on other higher-end Hisense models, with well-designed keys and nice tactile response, and in this case a few extra keys for most often used apps. Alternatively, you can also use a mobile app or a remote network service to control the TV. We especially liked VIDAA Art Ambient mode on this TV, which practically turns it into a giant art painting and can really be an impressive ambient decoration while you're not watching the TV. All in all, Hisense 100L5F laser TV is a rather impressive device, which brings virtually a cinema theater experience in your living room with its large screen and high resolution. Compared to previous models, it also solves the reflection problem, which made the screen appear to be sparkling, even when you're not watching a Twilight trilogy, so it's definitely a mature product which brings the best of both TV and projector worlds. A few flaws we mentioned earlier are pretty negligible compared to the impression this TV leaves in terms of its size and color display. The price? Well, at around €5,000 it's not cheap, but we need to put it into a context. The closest thing to it in size currently available is the 88-inch LG Signature OLED, which costs around €30,000, and for 2021 Samsung also announced its 110-inch microLED TV, which will probably cost multiple times more. Of course, both of those offer superior image quality, but Hisense 100L5F is way more cost-efficient solution with still very high image quality. So what are your thoughts on this laser TV? Let us know that in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed this review enough to give us a thumbs up and maybe consider subscribing to our channel for more interesting reviews. Keep watching Bench House, my name is Ivan and I'll see you next time.